Have you ever heard of an event that the more you see it, the more real it feels? The story you're about to hear today isn't just an event. It's a mystery that has left the police, investigators, and even the truth itself speechless. Welcome to the suspense. Here, every word pushes open the door to the truth, and every silence hides unknown terror. And if you truly want to dive deep into these dark mysteries, then subscribe to the channel and stay with us. So, let's begin today's story.
For 32-year-old Stacy Hunucker, life in Mount Holly, North Carolina, seemed peaceful and ordinary. She lived with her high school sweetheart, Joshua, and their two daughters, Piper and Willow. Friends describe Stacy as warm, gentle, and endlessly devoted to her family. But behind the picture of a perfect home, a slow and calculated nightmare was unfolding, one that no one would fully understand until it was too late. Stacy was born in Mecklenburg County to John and Susie Robinson. She grew up with 3 siblings and later studied paralegal sciences before discovering her passion for teaching young children. She loved crafts, beaches, sports, and filling her phone with pictures of her daughters. She met Joshua while working at a department store. He was tall, charming, athletic, and persistent. Eventually, they began dating, married in 2010, and started a family. On the outside, everything looked perfect. But in early 2013, shortly after giving birth to their first daughter, Stacy's health suddenly collapsed. Her heart rate would drop without warning. Her blood pressure would crash. Doctors ran endless tests, but found nothing. Months later, a devastating fire destroyed their home. Then again, in 2014 and 2015, after their second child was born, Stacy was repeatedly hospitalized. She suffered cardiac arrest, needed a ventilator, and ultimately received a pacemaker before she was even 30. Nobody could explain what was happening to her. Years later, investigators would discover the truth. The symptoms matched poisoning from a chemical found in common eye drops, a substance that can slow the heart, lower blood pressure, and cause death while appearing like a natural medical event. Joshua, a trained flight paramedic, would have understood exactly what those symptoms meant and exactly how to hide them. On September 23, 2018, Joshua called 911, claiming he found Stacy unresponsive on the couch. But when questioned, he gave 4 different explanations of what he was doing when she collapsed. Paramedics rushed her to the hospital, but nothing could be done. She was pronounced dead at just 32 years old. Police ruled it a natural cardiac episode. No autopsy, no suspicion. Joshua refused an autopsy entirely, and within 2 days, Stacy was cremated. But even more shocking, Joshua quickly filed claims on 2 life insurance policies totaling $250,000. At the same time, he showed no grief. Friends later said he was cheerful, talkative, and busy planning a future with a new girlfriend, a coworker named Jen, who moved into the years of unexplained illness. 9 months after her daughter died, she filed a fraud complaint. That single action opened the door to a full criminal investigation. Because Stacy had registered as an organ donor, a vial of her blood had been preserved. Specialized testing revealed the truth. Massive amounts of tetrahydrozoline, the chemical in eye drops, were in her system. 30 to 40 times the therapeutic amount. It was not an accident. It was murder. When investigators dug deeper, the case became even more disturbing. Joshua had reportedly told coworkers in the past that if he ever killed someone, he'd use eye drops. And just weeks before Stacy died, a nearby case of a woman poisoning her husband with eye drops had made headlines. Something prosecutors said Joshua likely noticed. Joshua was arrested in December 2019 for first-degree murder, insurance fraud, and obtaining money under false pretenses. Released on bond, he began stalking and harassing Stacy's parents. He even staged a fake kidnapping, trying to blame his father-in-law. In 2023, things escalated even more terrifyingly. Joshua poisoned his own 11-year-old daughter, apparently attempting to frame the grandparents again. Toxicology results confirmed the same chemical that killed Stacy. He was rearrested. His bond was revoked. His daughters were removed from his custody. As of late 2024, Joshua remains in Gaston County Jail awaiting trial. Stacy's parents continue fighting for custody of Piper and Willow, determined to protect the girls from the man accused of taking their mother. Stacy Hunucker was a kind mother, a loving daughter, a creative teacher, and a friend whose smile brightened every room she entered. Her mother once wrote, "My sweet Stacy, you're missing so many milestones. Your girls feel your absence every day." Thanks to one mother's intuition and one preserved vial of blood, the truth emerged, and a nearly perfect crime was stopped.